Hi, welcome back to the studio. With me today, I have Kimberly Simmons from Fathom Realty. Kim, thanks so much for coming in. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Thank you for having me.
You should be feeling great because you are breaking records in Carlsbad. That's what we're talking about today. I would love to know just a little bit about what you do for that community.
Absolutely. I'm very excited. As of this month, December 2019, I personally broke records for per square foot sale price. Very excited about it. Got my clients almost $150 more per square foot than the previous record before.
Wow.
So coastal Carlsbad, pretty exciting.
And the community of Carlsbad is just exploding. I would love to know just a little bit about that community and what you have to offer there.
Well, Carlsbad actually offers a lot in itself. It's pretty self-explanatory. They've got great beaches, great community housing, a great downtown feel. If you want the beach atmosphere and a laid-back lifestyle that's not as crowded as San Diego and more of your southern towns, Carlsbad's definitely a place to be.
And you make this experience very unique. I want to hear more about your First Responders First rewards program.
I love that program. I started it this year in 2019. I am married to a police officer, so I know how much the first responder community gives to their community. So as buyers, for example, you're gonna get money back at closing, or you can get money towards your closing costs, which help just for giving and serving your community and the service that you provide.
That is so amazing. Giving back to the community, giving back to the first responders who give so much to us. You don't really hear about these kinds of rewards programs, community outreach from real estate agents. You don't hear about that very often.
They deserve it. I know firsthand how much they give to their community and how can I professionally give back to them outside of my home and the support of my husband. And that was a perfect fit for me.
If you are looking to buy or sell in the North County community, especially if you're a first responder, contact Kimberly Simmons with Fathom Realty and she will take amazing care of you. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Hello everybody and welcome to studio. We are so happy to be joined by the entire Pfeiffer Real Estate team. We got to start with the team leader. How did this team come together and what do you love so much about all these ladies here?
Oh my gosh, well we don't have enough time for me to go over everything, but honestly for me, every real estate transaction is a collaboration. And as a 10-year agent, I realized that I myself didn't have the support that I felt I needed. And so it occurred to me that the perfect way to work in real estate is to collaborate with a team. So I handpicked each and every one of these girls, and I'm very excited to introduce them as my teammates. And we have so much that we're excited to share with the world.
Very nice, and as you say, excitement. Lisa, you know we're coming to you. With that smile on your face right now, I gotta ask you, what do you love and enjoy about real estate?
Well, Ty, I love all aspects of real estate, but prior to my real estate career, I was an educator for over 20 years. And with that, both in education and in real estate, I just love helping people learn new things. Although I enjoy working with buyers and sellers, I really enjoy working with that first-time home buyer. There's nothing better than to work with a client and help them all through the process and try to alleviate some of the stress that they are going to feel along the way.
Very nice. And Gina, what would you say qualifies you in particular to help people purchase or sell real estate here in this market?
Well, I believe that my past personal and professional experiences have made me uniquely qualified to sell in this market. Professionally, I was a wedding photographer for many years, and I believe the success of my business was due to the customer-centric approach that I took. Each client is very different, and you really need to listen and ask good questions to understand what their wants and needs are.
Very nice. And Kim, we see you smiling there, so we gotta come to you next. What is it about your experience in real estate that can help so many buyers and sellers out there? And maybe you have a challenge, a story that you can give everybody out there that you helped a buyer or a seller kind of get through.
I have over 15 years of experience as a real estate agent, as well as a background in lending. But I think that with my experience, I've learned to stay very calm, because I know things just happen to work out how they're supposed to. So I have an example of one couple that moved here from Phoenix, Arizona. They were just starting a family. They were obviously shocked with the price here in San Diego, so that was the first hurdle. The second thing is they have a child on the way. They looked at the homes, and plenty of homes here, but thought about all the remodeling that they'd have to do. Well, long and behold, everything happens for a reason. They found the perfect home for them. They kind of got over the sticker shock, and today, fast forward 4 years, they now have $200,000 equity in their home. So they're very happy and very appreciative.
And they're living in sunny San Diego. No better place in the world. As we wrap things up here, ladies, whatever your parting words are for them, Erin, the floor is yours.
Well, if you're looking for a group of passionate, experienced, educated, and eager women to work with you, alongside of you, to help you achieve your real estate dreams, give us a call. We've got so much to offer. There's so much I didn't get to mention today, but honestly, we are eager to help you, and we are eager to give you the opportunity to reach all your real estate goals.
Very nice. Thank you, ladies, for coming in studio.
Thank you.
They're really only a phone call away. The number's right there on your screen.
Specializing in luxury properties around the world and here in San Diego, Pacific Sotheby's International Realty is recognized as the industry leader when it comes to fulfilling your real estate goals. With more than 670 offices across 49 countries, the Sotheby's International Realty brand offers a wide collection of luxury homes, estates, and properties for sale around the world. Connect with an agent today by visiting PacificSotheby'sRealty.com.
Hello, everybody watching throughout Southern California. We are so happy to be joined by Erin yet again in studio, and we want to talk to our first-time home buyers. Now, Erin, jump right in, give us an overview, because there are advantages, it's easy, you don't have to have great credit, the floor is yours. Let's give everybody out there some information that they've needed for quite a while.
So basically, for first-time buyers, it's really scary. I mean, for veteran buyers, it's really scary. All the hundreds of pages of paperwork, all the risk involved, because as many of you know, for the average American, their home is the biggest investment they'll make. So there's a lot of fear going on. And for a first-time buyer, 70% are online. They're on Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, which are awesome resources. So it's better to get in touch with somebody like me right now, because I can give you an email drip. It's so important to have those immediate price changes, those new properties, because when the hot deal pops up, it's gonna sell literally overnight. Plus, it's so important to get that pre-approval done. That way you know what that monthly payment looks like. The average home in San Diego costs $618,000, almost 2/3 of a mil right now. That seems crazy, right? But guess what? There's so many awesome loan programs out there, especially for first-time buyers. You can get an FHA loan with a credit score as low as 580. That's considered poor credit, and that's only available to first-time buyers. And I can hook you up with some amazing lenders that can help you get those deals.
Most of you may be thinking, I don't have the credit score. What was the credit score that you had just mentioned that people can get into their first home at?
580.
Boom, there you go. There you have it. We could end the segment now with just having you call the number on your screen. But let's dive into some of the different communities. What's a good community that people should put on the forefront of their mind if they're looking to purchase their first home? Where in San Diego is that going to be?
Santia is good, Lakeside is good as well. There's lots of acreage out there. And again, there's steals. You can actually get, as a first-time buyer, you can get a loan to fix up a property. Ty, do you know of anybody that can rehab houses that knows the most affordable vendors in the county?
I think I might be sitting next to somebody right now.
Oh my God, that's right, me! That's one thing I do for clients. Just for having me come in, I'll give you my vendor list, and they can come in and fix up that property for you. I've helped people to flip their own homes as well.
I love that every time you come into studio, you bring the facts, you bring the numbers. You're not just coming in to talk. So with all that being said, the floor is yours. What information do you want everybody out there to know as we wrap things up here?
If you're with a hardworking realtor, someone like myself, or even somebody else out there, regardless of who it is, make sure they're gonna hold your hand through the process, especially for those first-time buyers. Most agents, even awesome ones, not to detract from their professionality, but escrows are tough. You need somebody to answer those questions and then help steer the thing along. You need a great communicator that's gonna help tell you what's going on. Otherwise, you're just flying blind, you're shooting in the dark. And let's shed some light on that process and help you out.
Very nice. Everybody get in touch with Aaron today, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, or if you just want to sell a home or buy any home in San Diego or Southern California. Aaron is a true professional. As always, thanks for coming in studio, and I will see you soon.
Thank you, Ty.
Welcome back to the studio. I am lucky enough to have back with me today the Roby family, Stacy and Keith of the Roby Company. We're talking about some commercial real estate in Rancho Bernardo today.
We are.
Keith, let me hear about it.
So we've got a building over on a street called Iberia Place. It's a 2-story office retail building that's 13,660 square feet. There are right now a total of 18 offices, but it can be split up and built any variety of different ways. You know, you can end up having an owner-user take all of it, half of it, a chunk of it, or you can have an investor that might be interested in parlaying some of his money into a property and have it turn some cash for him.
And just snowballing off of that, let's talk about the net operating income.
Yeah, so the property's net operating income at this point right now is about $200,000 a year. And with that, the cap rate is pretty close to 5%. So for investors that are looking for property, that's a really great return on an investment, especially in the heart of Rancho Bernardo. It's sitting right behind the Rubio's Fish Taco, right behind the Firestone Tire Center, right behind the Footwear Etc. I mean, you can go shopping there, you can eat there, you can get your shoes set up, and you've got a building right behind you. So it's got a phenomenal amount of opportunity for an investor.
Most importantly, the parking.
64 parking spaces, yeah, that's a lot of parking. The parking ratio is pretty strong for a property like that, and the property is really very turnkey. It's all ready to go.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
The community of Rancho Bernardo, I mean, this is dead center, right off of Bernardo Center Drive.
Correct.
And you have everything around you. Let's talk a little bit about the client base you have in that community.
Well, it's really close to Bernardo Heights, which is a master planned community that has anywhere from apartments to condos to large single family homes to attached homes. And so that clientele is right there, but it's also really close to, Forest Ranch, and you've got Poway, Escondido. It's right off the freeway, so your client base is actually quite large. It's a great, great location.
A place anyone would want to be running a business, needing an office in that area.
Yeah, if you're looking brick and mortar, and there are still, insurance agents and accountants and lawyers, they all need locations. And this place is, honestly, we're at about like a 94% occupancy, and over the course of the year, we're solidly at about a 97% occupancy. It's really easy to rent. It's smaller office spaces, and smaller office spaces can be really great for, real estate people or lenders or, anyone that might need a little office to operate out of. And, you can get a space there as small as about 400 square feet, which is pretty tiny.
Absolutely. If you are looking for any kind of commercial real estate property, contact the Roby duo of the Roby Company. Keith, Stacy, thank you so much for coming in today.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Hello everybody and welcome to studio. We are so happy to be here with Elisa Livesley. Now you have an amazing property hitting the market in Carlsbad, one of the coolest coastal communities here in Southern California. And I know you love the beach and I know that you love Carlsbad. Give us an overview of this home.
Well, this is a beautiful home. It's in the La Costa Meadows neighborhood. It's a little over 2,500 square feet. This home boasts lots of natural light, large room sizes. We've got 3 full baths, 4 bedrooms, huge loft upstairs. We've done a full remodel on this home. We've got interior and exterior paint. We've got a new laminate flooring. We've got new carpet. We've got all new quartz countertops. This home just has a lot to offer, and we're gonna be on the market and ready for showings.
Now, you've sold a lot of the best real estate here in San Diego. What do you love about this home in particular?
Well, what I really love about this home is that the home has been in the family a long time, and with the remodel, what we tried to focus on was the positive natural light. So we opened up the back part of the patio and took that off with our remodel. So we could let all that natural light come in, which is just so needed in the marketplace now with families. They really want to have that.
You're so close to the beach, just basically a stone's throw, a few miles from the ocean, and you're living life like you're basically on vacation.
Right.
Give us an overview of the Carlsbad market and what makes it so special.
Well, what I really think is nice is all the eateries in Carlsbad. You're near the outlets, you're near the, you're not far from the beach, you're a few miles. There's the school districts that this home is in. It is in the San Marcos school districts, although you are in the Carlsbad zip code. The overall La Costa Meadows area right there is kind of lives like a cul-de-sac. So there's not a lot of through traffic in that neighborhood. And this home has been in the family since it was built. So that's the other nice thing about this. There's not a lot of homes in this area that come on the market, so I don't think it'll last long.
Very nice. If you're out there and you're looking for the home of your dreams, if you're looking to grow your family, if you're looking to move into just a great community, make sure you get in touch today, because this property, as you mentioned, shouldn't last long. It's in one of the best communities. And I gotta say thank you again for coming in studio.
It's been a pleasure.
Yes.
Think you could be in your new home by Christmas.
Have you ever thought about investing into real estate, but either you don't have the money to do it yourself or you don't feel like using your own money? There's great solutions out there for you. I'm Gary Massa with Massa & Associates here at Pacific Sotheby's International Realty, and I'm here with my man Dan Swint with More Financial. We are going to talk a little bit today about what hard money is and how to use it to your benefit, and what are some of the myths that people have about hard money. Dan, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. So let's just get right into it. What is hard money, and what are some of the biggest myths that we can bust here today?
I think hard money makes itself a myth. Hard money or private money is just that. It's private investors or passive investors that have money who don't want to actually go out and do the hard work. We're the conduit that provides money to active investors, fix and flippers, or active real estate investors utilizing their money, not a conventional loan.
Right. What are some of the myths out there that you hear pretty much every day that's really just not true?
Yeah, so the biggest one I think is that hard money is this big scary monster that's going to bleed you dry, or that hard money lenders are loaning to own, right? It's a loan to own program. In other words, they want the property. Not the case at all. It's become very competitive, and it allows people who don't necessarily have the cash flow that they need to utilize other people's money, or OPM,
right?
Leverage that cash to get into properties that they otherwise simply could not get. So qualifications, first off and foremost, conventional lenders, they're not our enemy. We actually work in conjunction with them.
Right.
But when you go to get a conventional loan, you've got 50 different boxes to check, right? And they're looking at the lender more than they're looking at the property. Flip that on its head. Private money lenders are looking at the asset. So if you're interested in investing in real estate, the first thing you've obviously got to find is real estate. So you're looking for a property. You need to find a property that has the right purchase price, a property that you can then rehab. And that's called rehabbing. The aftermarket value or after rehab value of that is ARV. So you've got purchase price, how much it would be worth after you rehab it, what's it going to cost you to do that, and a time frame and plan to accomplish that within generally 12 months.
Okay.
That's it. And if you can bring that to us, we can walk you through it.
And what does the borrower need to bring to the table to be able to qualify for that type of loan?
It completely depends on the property, and I know that sounds like an interesting answer, but again, we're looking at the property. Every single deal, if you will, or opportunity, we look at objectively, running the facts. And if the property makes sense, ideally, the investor's going to have some money to bring in, but it's not going to be the stereotypical 20% of a $500,000 house. It's going to be far less.
Okay, awesome. So, I mean, again, guys, there's a lot more to this. If you have any other questions, please let us know. Go to my website for a full in-depth view of this entire video here. But again, great opportunity to start investing in real estate with other people's money.
There you go, OPM.
Dan, thanks for joining us. Guys, we'll talk to you soon.
Hello everybody and welcome to studio. We are so happy to be joined by Aaron with Fathom Real Estate. And you guys all know Aaron by now because he's all over television and he's all over Southern California helping people both buy and sell real estate. Today we're talking about for sale by owners, the disadvantages. Aaron, I'll let you dive right in. Give us some of those disadvantages for people out there trying to sell their own property.
Well, for one thing, there's only one alleged upside, and that's more money in your pocket. You figure, I'm gonna sell my property myself. I'm a FSBO, F-S-B-O. We call them FSBOs in the biz, right? I'm a FSBO. I'm smarter than all those dumb, useless realtors. And instead of paying them, I'm gonna do the whole transaction myself, all the documentation, all the correspondence, and save $10,000 to $15,000 in Southern California. The disadvantages hugely outweigh that. There's just a litany of things. For one thing, even though a lot of FSBOs think they're not going to pay any agents, they at the very least probably have to pay for a buyer's agent because, again, most buyers are going to want to work with an agent that looks out for their best interest. They're probably going to get less money for the property. They're going to have poor marketing, poor media. They're going to shoot photos on their iPhone without proper exposure, without proper post-production. Unlike someone like me, I do spectacular professional photography and videography to represent that property online the best, right? They're gonna do that themselves. If you can't bring in multiple buyers by having that red hot light speed correspondence, and you can't get that multiple counteroffer out to multiple buyers that plays that sales mind game and makes them wanna write a higher offer, you're just losing on multiple grounds. There's also legal risks. There's a disproportionately higher amount of lawsuits involved with FSBOs because they don't have a fiduciary licensed by the state that looks out for the legal interests and understands the pitfalls that happen, especially during escrow. And then finally, managing that escrow. It is just an absolute chess match, bloodbath to the death. And those are the main drawbacks.
In your words, how can people avoid some of those disadvantages?
Well, first and foremost, if you can carve out those countless hours per week to do all that correspondence, both during the purchase process, but also escrow for that matter. If you can do spectacular media, if you can have somebody handle all these countless hours of work on your own, awesome, more power to you. And if you want, call me up. I'll do your media for free just to shake your hand and meet you and give you some advice. I won't have you sign a contract or anything. And if you need help, by the way, 90% of FSBOs go to agents anyways, because agents like myself work exceedingly hard for that seller's best interest. But at the end of the day, an agent like myself, I love working with people and helping people. I love being the person that helps to advise them and give them countless pieces of important information. And for that matter, fighting for them in escrows. About 1 out of 3 escrows are brutal in this industry. You need somebody that's gonna call an attorney if needed at no cost to you. You need somebody that's gonna have massive correspondence with escrow and the buyer's agent, in this case of a listing obviously, to make sure that they're lined up legally, they're taking care of the documentations. There's multiple deadlines over the course of an escrow. That loan's only got 21 days to happen. If everything's not lined up, it goes beyond 30 days. Either party can do a notice to perform and force that close or pull out of escrow, and guess what? Deposits get messed up. Maybe the seller can't move when they needed to. Lots of pitfalls can happen. And so somebody like me, a hardworking agent, is here to steer you through that process.
Very nice. Everybody out there, get in touch today because you got a true professional who's been selling and helping people purchase real estate for a really long time, all throughout Southern California for that matter. I want to thank you for coming in studio as always, and I know I will see you again very soon.
Thanks so much, Ty. You're a rock star.
Thank you.
Hi, thanks for joining us. I am in studio today with the fabulous Chris Crozier with Pacific Sotheby's International Realty. Today, Chris is going to be talking to us about why it's important to hire an agent.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great subject because sometimes I feel like the title or the job is a little undervalued and kind of underestimated. We actually do a lot of things for our clients, and it involves a range of things, but I'm going to go over some basics. And one of the major items is actually we get more money for your property. There was a study done in, I think it was 2017, NAR did the study, and it came up with people that sell their homes as FSBOs generally get 30% less than the market value. So that 30% is a huge amount of money. And normally, you know, people are so worried about, you know, saving 6% of commission and things like that. But if you really do the numbers, 6% is nothing compared to 30%. So you want somebody who's going to come in, represent your property, you know, and do it professionally to get you top dollar.
And more than that, I mean, there's so many intricate, complex processes that go into buying, selling a home. Having an agent is so important to navigate those issues.
You got paperwork, you got title reports, you got all these different things that you actually have to read, acknowledge, understand. And if you have questions, you actually have to know what to ask. And if you don't know, you don't know. Like, you know, the best surgeon is going to be the best surgeon, but he's not necessarily going to be the best realtor, right? So you really want to have somebody with the discipline and experience to help you navigate these things.
Now, Chris, if you could tell me, you know, something about your role as an agent, what's important to you?
Well, my major role is basically an advisor. So I'm the subject matter expert, especially in this particular area, not in Florida, not in New York, in San Diego, okay? And so people are coming from all over the country, sometimes internationally, and they're like, what do I do? And so depending on their needs or their questions, I have to tailor, you know, sometimes I get documents and different things like that to help support what I'm sharing with them, but you have to guide them in a way where they understand, because not everybody it might be fluent in English, or you know, some folks might not be as sophisticated and need like super refined answers, but ultimately they want to believe in what they're doing. Also, giving a certain amount of experience, you'll find out that certain agents have, you know, done all kinds of deals different ways, and I always love the tricky ones, right? And so one of the things I wanted to talk to you a little bit about today is the owner financing. It's a unique way to sell a property where maybe a buyer's credit score is not quite right, but they have a fair amount of cash flow and assets, and a seller owns a property free and clear, or maybe just right around free and clear. And they both have to be understanding of the process, and most of the times they're sophisticated enough and had experience in this particular style of transaction that they know what they're doing.
Absolutely. If you are looking to buy or sell with a seasoned professional, contact Chris Crozier with Pacific Sotheby's. He will make sure you have all the info you need. He will make sure that you have a smooth and problem-free transaction all the way till the end. Chris, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.